Learning English is an exciting adventure. Let's explore, let's discover, and let's learn more. A blessed day to everyone. I am Daisy G. Emperador from University of Eastern Pangasinan, and I will be your learning buddy for this session. I will be showing you my teaching demonstration. The subject that I am going to teach is English 7, and the topic is Transcoding Information from linear to non-linear text and vice versa. Let us breed our learning competency. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify linear and non-linear texts, distinguish the different types of non-linear texts, and transcode orally and in writing the information presented in Venn diagram, sequence charts, graphs, and vice versa. This is my lesson plan. Please stand up for the prayer, all together in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, class! Okay, before you take your seat, kindly check if there are pieces of papers under your chairs. Pick it up and arrange your chairs properly. Okay, wow! I can see a lot of happy faces today. Good job. So I will just check your attendance first. Let me see it. Okay, no one is absent. Very good, class. Bring out your assignments and I will check. Very good. You did great in your assignments. So class, before we start our lesson, if anyone give me a recap of what we are tackled yesterday. Yes, princess. Very good. It is all about demonstrative pronoun. When should we use those and this? Oh, do not answer me in chorus. Just raise your hands. Yes, Miss De Assis. Okay, very good. So class, are you ready, excited for our lesson? Okay, but before that, I have here different pictures. Now, I want you to group these pictures into two groups, Group A and Group B. Group A are the pictures that use text that need to be read from beginning to an end, while Group B are pictures that do not need to be read from beginning to an end. Connect these pictures in an appropriate group. Okay, I will give you 2 minutes to do the activity. Time's up. Okay, what do you think is our lesson for today? Anyone? Yes, Miss Valencia. Okay, very good. Based on the activity, the pictures in Group A need to be read from beginning to an end, or what we call the linear text, while the pictures in Group B do not need to be read from the beginning to an end, or what we call the non-linear text. Information can be transmitted not only through linear presentation, meaning sentences and paragraphs, but also through the use of graphs, tables, and charts. In fact, some people best understand ideas presented through graphs or pictures, while others are through written text. Thus, it is important to know how to transcode information from linear to non-linear texts and vice versa. It aims to help you develop such a skill in an easy way. As you step in another higher level of education, literature becomes more complex. That is why you need to dig deeper about different types of texts, since reading is an active process of understanding print and graphic text. To better understand the lesson, we shall answer the following guide questions. Kindly read. Okay, to formally start our lesson, let's define first what is linear text. So linear text refers to the traditional text that need to be read from the beginning to the end, meaning there is only one reading path, which is decided by the author. It may take time to find the information readers are searching for. Generally, texts printed on paper are considered as linear text. Examples, we have novels, poems, short stories, letters, educational texts. All those texts we read from the beginning to the end are linear texts. Who give another example? Yes, Princess. Very good. News report. Another. Yes, Padirog. Yes, okay, very good. Essays. That is a linear text. While non-linear text is a text that do not need to be read from beginning to the end. Meaning, the readers do not have to go through the text in a sequential manner in order to make sense of the text.
Oh.
In non-linear texts, there are multiple reading paths. They are determined by the reader. It does not take time because it allows readers to find more information efficiently. Examples of non-linear texts are charts and graphs. Charts and graphs are the representation of data represented by symbols or legends. Different types of nonlinear text. Number 1, line graphs. It is the most common type of chart which displays the information as a series of data points connected by line segments to show trends. It is the graphical display that uses line to represent the data on. Example is the headline inflation rates in the Philippines. Another types of nonlinear text is the bar graph. A bar graph is a chart which presents data with rectangular bars which differ in their sizes. It is a graphical representation of data that uses bars to compare data according to given categories. Such bars may run either vertically or horizontally. Example of bar graph is the first quarter progress achievement. Another types of nonlinear text is the pie graph. A pie graph is a circular chart which is divided into slices or portions to illustrate proportion. A pie chart is a graphic that shows the breakdown of items in a set as percentages by presenting them as slices of a pie. The key to a pie chart is that all of the slices must equal 100%. Another type of nonlinear text is a Venn diagram. It is a visual depiction of the similarities and differences between two or more different items. It consists of a series of shapes, usually circles, whose edges overlap. In using Venn diagram, first, write down the topics being compared on the top of each circle. Next, write down the differences or unique characteristics inside its own sector, avoiding the overlapping area. Lastly, list the similarities in the common area. Example is the flu versus COVID-19. Okay, give me another examples of nonlinear text. Anyone? Yes, Miss Diasis. Okay, very good. Another. Very good. Another. Very good. Concept map. Yes, it is. Another. Okay, these are the nonlinear texts. How to transcode linear to nonlinear text? To transcode means to transform something from one form to another. In order to transcode a linear to nonlinear text, one must first able to fully understand what the source text is all about. To transcode the linear text to a nonlinear text, we must consider the 4 steps. First, we must read and understand the text to get its main idea. Step 2. Extract important details for the visual presentation. Step 3. Classify information into categories. And step 4. Make sure to use the correct nonlinear text to present information. Here is an example entitled On Saving. As a young teen, Daisy does not enjoy as much as the other teenagers would. Her weekends are spent on looking for work so she can earn her allowances. She spends 200 pesos a week, 100 pesos for her lunch, 80 pesos for her fare, and 20 pesos for classroom dues. To transcode linear to nonlinear text, first, we must get the main idea. In this text, what is the main idea? Okay, the main idea is she spends 200 pesos a week. In step 2, what are the important details in this text? Anyone? Yes, DIY. Very good. 100 pesos for her lunch, 80 pesos for her fare, and 20 pesos for classroom dues. Step 3. Classify information into categories. But first, we need to change the given data to percentage. 100 is what percent of 200? 100 for her lunch, and the 200 here is her budget. 100 divided by 200 times 100 is equal to 50%. 180 divided by 200 times 100 is equal to what percent? Anyone? Okay, very good. It's 40%. 20 divided by 200 times 100 is equal to what percent? 10%. Very good. So in step 4, make sure to use the correct nonlinear text to present information. So what is the correct nonlinear text to present this information? Anyone? Yes, YY. Okay, very good. It is a circle graph. How to transcode nonlinear text to linear text? There are 4 steps that we need to consider. data presented in the graph. Number 2 step, write an overview or main idea. Create a scenario. Number 3, write the key features and enumerate data in linear. And number 4 step, describe the given graph by using appropriate words or phrases. Here is an example. 30% reading books. 35% is for watching television. 10% in playing games. 20% in listening music. And 5% in fitness exercises. In this example, the interpretation shows the different activities and the percentage of hours spent in doing each task. So in number 2, write an overview or the main idea. In this example, the main idea is Rico spends 10 hours a day doing the following activities shown in the pie graph. To get the number of hours spent in each activity, multiply the total numbers of hours by the given percentage. 10 hours times 0.30 is equal to 3 hours. 10 hours times 0.35 is 3 hours and 3.5 hours. 10 hours times 0.10 is equal to 1 hour. 10 hours times 0.20 is 2 hours. 10 hours times 0.05 is 1/2 hours with a total of 10 hours. Now, let's go to step 3. Write the key features and enumerate data in linear. So these are the key features. Rico spends 3 hours in reading books, 3.5 hours in watching television, 1 hour in playing games, 2 hours in listening music, and 1/2 hour in doing fitness exercises. This is an example how to transcode non-linear text to linear text. Now, let us answer question number 1. Anyone? Yes, Mr. Faye. Okay, very good. How about number 2? Who wants to answer? Yes, Miss Paderog. Okay, very good. For number 3? Yes, Miss Dilima. Okay, very good. For the last number, number 4? Anyone? Yes, Miss Dimot. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, class, for your participating. Okay, I know that you understood our lesson well. So now we will have an activity. I will just read the directions. Your activity is composed of objective and subjective type questions. For test A, it is a true or false test about linear and non-linear text, composed of 10 items. Write the answer before the number. For test B, it is the classification test, meaning you need to classify the different types of linear and non-linear text. Write L if it is an example of linear, and in L if it is an example of non-linear text. Write the answer on the space provided. It composed of 10 items. For test C, it is an easy type text. Write a paragraph comprised of 150 words about how to transcode information from linear to non-linear text. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes to answer. Get one and pass. Get one and pass. Get one and pass. there are multiple reading paths. They are determined by the reader. So, give me 5 examples of linear text. Yes, Mr. Ladines. Okay, very good. Examples of linear text, we have the novels, the poems, letters, textbooks, news reports, and essays. How about examples of non-linear text? Yes, Miss Diasis. Okay, very good. Examples of non-linear text are the tables, the pie charts, the Venn diagram, the sequence charts, and the character maps. So how to transcode linear to non-linear text? To transcode linear to non-linear text, we need to consider the 4 steps. Number 1 step, read and understand the text to get its main idea. Number 2 step, extract important details for the visual presentation. Number 3, classify information into categories. And number 4, make sure to use the correct nonlinear text to present the information. Okay, how about in transcoding nonlinear text to linear text? What are the 4 steps? Anyone? Yes, Miss Valencia. Okay, very good. In transcoding nonlinear text to linear text, there are also 4 steps that we need to consider. First, we need to interpret the data presented in the graph. Second, write an overview or main idea. Create a scenario. Number 3, write the key features and enumerate data in linear. And number 4 step, describe the given graph by using appropriate words or phrases. Now that your minds are refreshed with what you have read, it's time now for you to have a little exercise. Are you ready, class? Okay, very good. So I will group you into 4 groups. This is group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So each group will choose a leader. May I ask all leaders come in front to pick a number inside the box. This box contains number 1 to 4. You may take your seat, leaders. Okay. The leader who picked number 1, their task is to make a sequence chart based from the paragraph. The paragraph is all about what are you going to do if your clothes caught fire during an emergency situation. The leader who picked number 2, their task is to make a Venn diagram based on the paragraph. The paragraph is all about impressionism and expressionism. The leader who picked number 3, their task is to transcode the paragraph into a short paragraph. The paragraph is all about the number of coronavirus COVID-19 cases in the Philippines as of April 2020 by gender. Okay, and the last number, the leader who picked number 4, their task is to transcode the pie graph into a short paragraph. The pie graph is all about the family budget plan of Mrs. Reyes. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to prepare, and after that, Okay, Group 1 will present first. Very good. Group 2. Great, good job. Group 3. Very good. Last but not the least, Group 4. Okay, very good. Thank you for participating, class. Good job. For your assignment, write a paragraph about my daily plan, comprised of 200 words. Afterwards, you will use an appropriate nonlinear text for the said topic. Write your assignment in a short cover band and to be submitted next meeting. I am sure that it is evident that you have already gained knowledge about today's lesson. Keep in mind that the linear text refers to the traditional text that need to be read from beginning to an end. And non-linear text, it refers to the texts that do not need to be read from beginning to an end. I hope I shared a piece of information for today's lesson, and I hope that you have learned the difference between linear and non-linear text. Give yourselves a clap for a job well done. Congratulations! This has been your learning buddy, Miss Daisy G. Emperador, signing off.